Welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm Subponica Poster, and we're going to hit the war table here and take care of a few odds and ends. The first thing we're going to do is pick up a perk, and we're going to end up going with the Underworld perk from Cullen, because it's the only dialogue perk we haven't picked up yet. So grab that really quick. And then we are going to head to our new area, Crestwood. This is where we're supposed to meet Hawk and her warden buddy, but we're not really going to do anything here. We're just going to travel there, and by leaving Skyhold, we end up unlocking a whole bunch of other stuff. You'll actually have to leave Skyhold and come back before several things will unlock. So we're just going to jump over there and take care of that really quick. Nothing major or exciting, but we will get to take a quick peek at the area. Yes, please. And there's a weird thing when you first head to Crestwood. It leaves you in your pajamas. It doesn't put you back in armor. So remember to put your armor on.
If you're on edge, I should alert the entire Inquisition.
Or increase my hazard pay. That's an option.
Are things that bad?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Oh.
Crestwood was the site of a flood 10 years ago during the Blight. It's not the only rift in the area, but after it appeared, corpses started walking out of the lake. You'll have to fight through them to get to the cave where Sir Hawk's Grey Warden friend is hiding.
And this is something new. Once you get to Skyhold, we can now hit on Scout Harding. I don't know if she counts as a romance because unlike everyone else we've been hitting on, she's actually interested in you, but you never actually get a full-fledged romance, so we'll say it counts for our purposes.
Better acquainted, Harding, when the dead aren't rising around us, perhaps.
And Sarah likes it when you hit on Scout Harding. I'm not sure if that's because she would be considered a commoner, or if Sarah just likes people being against the grain, I guess.
Good luck, and please be safe.
And this is Crestwood. It's right now rainy and dark and kind of miserable with a lot of undead running around. We're just going to jaunt on back to Skyhold and the war table to get our goodies that we get. So now we've unlocked a whole bunch of new areas. This is the Western Approach. That is the Hissing Wastes, Exalted Plains,
How are the rescuers?
Emprise du
Have
Lion,
they found anyone alive?
and the Emerald Graves. So we have a boatload of new places we could go to. And here's what we're after. First of all, specializations for the Inquisitor. We can now pick up our specialization, and we'll run outside and take care of that too. Basically, this is going to be our high-level damage and sort of our tricks that we're going to get our hands on here really quick. So once you select this and you exit the main hall, you'll get a little cutscene, which I didn't record, of your trainers entering Skyhold. And Power for a Price is where you can literally buy influence for the Inquisition and level it up. Sadly, they patched out a wonderful little bug where you could buy things and then sell them back in the same transaction, so you could level up to max without ever actually spending a dime. Darn it.
Can you arrange what we discussed earlier, Ambassador?
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
Pop outside. And now also, this area has opened up and things are starting to get more cleaned up. So there's not debris laying around everywhere now.
He's in the day.
We have a couple of new vendors. Bonnie Sims, she sells kind of general stuff and some weapons. There's our buddy Adon. And then we have a weapons vendor as well. And over here is where our stables will be. Now, the trainers for your specialization will appear in different places in Skyhold depending on which class you are.
Honored.
This is where our rogue trainers hang out.
Ruin it.
By pretending to something you're not. If you want things just so, what I have to teach will be lost on a fool. Your people asked for an artificer. My name is...
Artificers are probably best suited to bow rogues.
Thank you for coming.
They have traps and some other things. They can boost teammates' crit damage and things along those lines. Varric is an artificer. And we won't be going with this because we're not a bow rogue.
Artifice, not artistry, sets the better snare. Save the soul for a showpiece. You don't want to love your toys so much that you're picking rivets off the field. Makers need some distance, dignity.
You used the term makers. Why?
And each trainer will give you a little bit of background on the discipline, why it's good.
The first. He crafted his traps, his children, set them loose to do his will, then turned away. Every battlefield is a world we shape. We decide the landscape, and when we're done, we turn away. Artificers are makers.
Why are you called Three Eyes?
Every toy I place is another weakness gone. Another eye to watch the enemy. I can be everywhere.
I think the mages have the best named trainer. Her name is just your trainer. And if you ask her about it, she can't really respond. She's a little addled.
Both names.
And?
He holds it too tightly. Things are things. If a trap saves your life, do you thank it or your hard work? I don't teach vanity pieces. I show you how to survive.
What makes this better than other disciplines?
Nothing beats the preparation of a good trap. Let a child rush about the field. I know where my enemy is forced to be. That look in their eyes when they know they've lost, it's all the sweeter when they don't even know why. We control, we shape, we command. The fool who fights the artificer dreads every step.
And if you ask him to show you what's involved, then you'll get a whole bunch of recipes that you probably won't end up using. It doesn't commit you fully, but we'll just walk away from him.
I received a bird. It had a note. Now I am...
Air's the assassin's trainer. Assassin works well for either bow rogues or dagger rogues. Its thing, specialty, is pretty much very high single target damage. So if you're more about hitting ones for a really high crit, maybe assassin's good for you. I have done an assassin dagger playthrough and it works absolutely fine.
Really? We shall see. Let me first say, she does not want to be an assassin, any more than she would wish to be a sword or a cudgel. Such are the weapons of others. They lack intent. She must become her own assassin. There is a difference. Let me next say, death has nothing to do with it. Death is the payment, the byproduct. Our way is between life and death. It is a door through which she will send others.
And personally, I think that the assassin's focus power is kind of crappy. It puts your whole team into stealth,
Also a use.
but I don't know how useful that is in a lot of situations, so...
She may come to see others as mere things. That can be off-putting.
I know of the Antiva...
Deathblow and Hidden Blades are
of the
excellent
game.
powers, though.
Are you similar?
They are servants. The Inquisition did not request
And Cole
servants.
is your
They
assassin
asked
specialist.
For the means. I am a trainer, and as such I am not tethered. Some find that freedom unsettling. That is my servant.
Tell me the benefits.
Our way is the sudden strike that overwhelms. The leap from shadow and back. We hit where and when it hurts most. In so doing, we send a message. No others invite death so efficiently. That is what the assassin offers.
And no, we're not going to do that either.
I won't commit to this yet.
This is a fine fortress. It's very quiet. I wonder if you tire of quiet. I am keen, Inquisitor. I bring the Maelstrom, the Tempest. Are you interested?
I am ready to give your tutelage my full attention.
Your full attention? Dangerous. They say you're in charge. I say from where?
And so Tempest is probably the best one for straight rogue, dagger playthroughs. This is Sarah's specialization, and for this reason, sometimes people will respec Cole into archery and Sarah into daggers because it seems to fit better. This is more or less a melee focused build, and while Assassin is high target damage,
Like potions.
the Tempest is more of sustained damage, not super high numbers, but you can carry it on for a little further.
It's a mess, Inquisitor. That appeals, or it doesn't.
Is this a magical talent? Or a study in brewing elixirs?
However, the focus-based power for the Tempest is the best. The best. It is, you can do something like ridiculous, like 11,000
Is your name a
times your base weapon damage. It's just completely broken.
Tornado or gale?
And it got even more broken with focus and one of the powers where you could just spam your focus power over and over without actually using up your focus meter. They have patched that out, unfortunately, so I can't really break the game, but even so.
Pay the price time and again.
Why would this suit me?
It suits you if you make it suit. There's no way to make elemental chaos sensible if you're not the type. The enemy will know you're coming, but like a boat before the storm, what can they do besides batten down and pray? The Tempest leaps where they shouldn't, and makes the battle fit them. Is that you?
And this is one we're going with, so give us the goods. We'll get a recipe here to craft our whatever we have to give him to show that we're actually into
We
it.
set the condition.
Bottle of smoke.
This instruction, the first.
So this is basically a requisition that we have to fill.
Take. Small steps, Inquisitor. The last of the car.
And you'll notice that we already have pretty much everything except one apparatus. Which is why in Haven, I said we should pick up all that stuff that the Templars drop. Save us a lot of running around. And here is another really good reason to leave Skyhold and come back immediately, so we can pick up the Arcanist. The Arcanist is what allows you to make masterworks and runes. Very important to your crafting, and pretty much the point where you can just blow up the game. So we're going to grab her really quick. Zero time mission, select it, and she's available here in the Undercroft.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
We have a bunch of new goodies sitting around.
Hello there.
And this is Dagna. She was a minor character in Origins. She had a questline where the hero Ferelden could help her go to the circles to learn about magic. Now, dwarves don't have magic, they can't use magic, but she really wanted to learn about it. And so the warden could help her out there, or tell her to stay with her family, or just ignore her entirely. In our keep state, we ignored her entirely. And this is explained in Inquisition by her saying that a random Grey Warden helped her out. So she gets to this position no matter what you choose.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Harriet's devices. The precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
It's what now?
And Harriet doesn't care for Dagna too much.
But you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orsmar. I had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden, and I am forever grateful. With that sanction, I visited a half-dozen circles. The wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher. It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Corypheus? My goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Veil?
Yeah, Dagna's a little weird.
So, when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
What qualifies you to be an Arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage. It means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the Smith caste, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
What's that you do, exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the Smith caste. So the hammer and tong, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory, magical enchantment. And through it,
Enchantment.
manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyrium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. Drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks?
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Herod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
Okay, thanks, Dagna.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right.
Alright, let's jump over to the weapons crafting table and see what we can do. That new socket at the top is where we will put our masterwork material in. Right up here. And so you can put any of these fade touched items in that will add extra abilities to your weapons. There's also this kind of stuff with a chance of masterwork, which grants 10% to your stats on success. There's 100%, most of them are just a chance of. Don't bother, it's a waste. You're much better off just selecting a power that's going to work type thing. We've got this, so we're going to put that in there. 5% extra damage for every enemy within 8 meters. And since we're a melee character, I can add up pretty quick. We can get in groups of 5, 6, 8, something like that. So that damage will really stack. And utility is kind of shit for rogues if it's metals, because strength doesn't help us a whole lot. We're better with crit chance or those types of things. Usually from leather. You can make your weapons heal on kill, so every time you stab something to death, you get a little bit of your health back. That's pretty helpful. In this particular case, we're going to go with extra barrier damage because I have a lot of that stuff. So, why not? Alright, so now we have a masterwork weapon. And there are different types of masterworks. Probably the most useful one for any class is to generate guard on hit. So just like a warrior, even if you're a mage, you can have a full guard bar in addition to your barrier. It's really useful and it really makes you pretty much unkillable. And now with Dagna, when we go to modify a weapon, we can put a rune in it. However, when I was at the table, I forgot to make one, so I'll have to run back over and make one, and we'll edit that out. Ah yes, here we go. So, the red lyrium that the Templars drop, it helps you to make a corrupting rune, which does extra damage to living creatures. And since we spend so much time just fighting people and animals and things like that, it's quite functional all the time. There's one especially for demons, there's one for dragons, and then there's elemental damage. Pick your poison. Now look, that jumped from 216 to 267. And there are different levels of runes. A superb corrupting rune would probably push that up over 300. And messing around with this and the masterworks, I have made weapons, daggers specifically, that do well over 400 points of damage. And that's more than a broadsword or a maul can get to that level. So daggers are really broken. And that's the wrong table. I wanted this table. And here's the armor tinting table. You can recolor your equipment. For example, now I have a brown coat on because it's made of bear hide. And it kind of looks like poo. But what if I want something pink and sparkly? Well, armor tinting will let you do that. So the metal tint, in this particular case, we're working on our pimp hat and there's no metal on it. So it won't change any colors. I put one in there just to show that it doesn't do anything. But for the other ones, the leather and cloth, it will definitely change the appearance. So we put a serpent stone on there, notice nothing changes. No metal on the hat. The cloth is for the band, so we can change the color of our hat band. What pretty color do we want? That looks good. And then for the main part of the hat. Ugh. You can color all of your friends' stuff ugly and make them go out in public that way. It's great. That's a proper pimp hat. So that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Dragon Inquisition. Join us again next time when we might actually get something done.